Let's talk about web video for professional service firms. Professional service firms being financial advisors, lawyers, accountants, consultants, the folks who walk down the streets of New York City with shirts, ties, blazers, and suits, but really you can't tell them apart. They're professional but non-distinguishable. We will get into that as this video progresses. Web video is omnipresent on the internet today. YouTube has more viewing hours every day than all the major networks on television combined. These are facts that point to where people in America and the world are directing their attention. This statistic from Mashable.com, a post that was made by Shane Snow of Scored It, shows that there are 20 hours of video uploaded every single minute to YouTube. 10.5 million hours per year, or 1,200 years worth of video, go into YouTube every single year. That's pretty impressive, and that rate is accelerating. This post was a couple of years old when I found this data, and you know it's not going the other direction. What does video do for the attention span of eyeballs when they hit a website? Well, the average time on text websites is anywhere from 5 to 20 seconds, and that is being generous. Many people evaluate a website in under 10 seconds whether they're going to stick around or click off. If it doesn't capture their attention span, web marketers will tell you within 7 seconds you've lost them. In the meantime, there's a little bit more patience when it comes to web video. On YouTube, the average amount of time, conservatively speaking, is 5 minutes or more. People allow video to get into presentation, and they have a shorter or a longer threshold rather for pain when it comes to serving up the information. They're expecting to be entertained and informed, and video is a good way to do it. Why are we considering web video as a marketing technique? Well, it's a media-driven culture. People consume their information with their eyes and their ears using video and television, and that's the way it is. If you look no further than cell phones and iPads and everything that's bringing the world of video to your handheld as you're walking around the mall or through a theme park or even driving, hopefully you're the passenger, it's a media-driven culture. You can also entertain while you inform with web video as a marketing technique, and that's another thing that will capture your attention span of the people looking at your site. You're not only making it easy to consume the information, but you're also allowing for some entertainment. And there's a higher click-through likelihood when people see video in search engines. That is the reason that the granddaddy of them all, Google, who controls about 85% of American search, loves video. Now, Google also bought YouTube a little while back, so that contributes, but let's give Google a break here. Google realizes how people like to get their information, and Google is all about fresh, informative, entertaining, new, and value-added content. Video is one of the best ways to do it, and that's why Google gives video preference when coming back in a search. If it has similar tags as a comparable text page, Google will always rank the video ahead. Yahoo obviously follows Google and likes video, as does Bing. All your major search engines love to serve up video content. Let's not forget about our social media partners in Facebook. Facebook is the largest photo album in the world. They love visual imagery, and they love video as well. Even on LinkedIn, which is sort of the business version of Facebook for professionals and those in professional services, if you're not on LinkedIn, you're missing an opportunity. There are ways to get on LinkedIn and drive leads to your website and to your business, but you need to do it the correct way. If you need more information for that, go to the smartcompanygrowth.com website, and you'll learn a little bit about LinkedIn. In fact, I have a free ebook that you can teach yourself everything you need to know about bolstering your profile. But one of the things you can do is post video right on your LinkedIn profile page for your professional services or your personal page. That's got a lot of power when people get there, not only in getting there as far as being found. I'm not sure if LinkedIn gives preference to video, but once they're there, it makes your personal profile page a lot more sticky. And of course, Twitter. More people tweet video than any other media these days. People like to be popular with their friends. They tweet their videos around. It's an easy way to share information, and Twitter has formed that perfect social media vehicle that you can tweet and post a link and tweet it around to your friends and your coworkers and even relative target groups that will allow you to share that video. And you'll see a lot of these tweets are retweeted and shared via Twitter. Video is the perfect medium for that, and it happens every day in the millions. Why do professional services, why are we talking about you as opposed to business to consumer, a flower shop or something like that, or a pizza store? Well, one of the reasons is the nature of your business is personal interaction. Many people will buy goods and services online sight unseen without ever having met the owners of the business. That's usually not how it works with professional services. There is a trust and personal fit equation that needs to be met, and firms are chosen based upon that perceived trust and fit. This is just a fact of being in professional services because the interaction level is so high between a business and its accountant or people who buy legal services. You have to deal with the proprietors of that business, and you want to like them. People do business with people that they like. The reality is most professional service websites look and feel the same. Come on, you've looked at these before. You know what they look like. They have the about page. They talk about their staff and why their staff is better than everyone else's. And of course, there's thousands of websites in the same vertical market who make that same claim. So that's really not a competitive advantage. They might be blogging, which is great, and most professional service firms don't blog enough. But if they do, that helps provide some value for the people and some stickiness for the site. But the look and the feel of these service websites is very, very much the same. So you have to ask yourself a question. What makes you unique? Well, I'm sure you're very unique in your professional service business. The question is, who knows it? One of the ways to get people to take notice of that and sit up and observe that you are a little bit different is when you first get them to the website and they can see video of you interacting and talking to them. They can at least hear your voice, see a face, see a live body behind that site, and that can make a big difference when people make hiring decisions or who to pick up the phone and call or hit their contact form. There's so many things you can promote with web video, and I'm only going to go through a few of them here, but you know, these new product launches, if you're a business and you've just launched a new software and you want to tell the world about it, you can use video for a new product launch. That gets into sort of a video press release approach. You can also introduce your business or a new line of business that you might have just taken on. For instance, you just got a certain certification as a Six Sigma black belt, and you can now bring that service to your client base. You can introduce that element of your business. New capabilities or services, is sort of falls in line with what I just talked about on the business introductions. You might have hired on new staff who bring something totally unique to the party, or maybe you've got a new software that allows you to operate at a much faster rate than your typical competitors, and therefore provide a more economical solution or a better solution in some fashion than your competition does. You can also spotlight key employees or execs. Now, this is something that's maybe a little bit unique, but it goes back to almost to the Employee of the Month pictures that you see in the McDonald's restaurant or in other places. Video is a way to showcase those people that you think are the best in the world, but now you can actually demonstrate it, and you can show people the awards that they've won, industry awards from third-party sources and that sort of thing. Can be very impactful if done the right way. You can also talk about upcoming events using video. I've had video interview clients who've done this very effectively in short promotional videos talking about upcoming seminars or upcoming webinars or conferences that they might be attending. And then you can use these for vlogs or instructional videos. Now come on, you know what these instructional videos are. They're perfectly done on the internet when it comes to anything that has to do with your PC. because people use a screen capture program. I've done these for my LinkedIn ebook, where they'll show you how to get around and navigate certain websites, how to load certain things up, and certain things to type in. So instructional videos are very impactful, and vlogs are video blog posts that instead of talking about it or writing about it, you're actually saying it with video. What are some of the things you can spotlight with your web video if you're in professional services? The first thing you want to talk about is what's your true competitive advantage. We've talked about some things that aren't competitive advantages. I'll give you a quick hint in this video, whether you use video or not. If you're talking about your employees and your quality as being a competitive advantage, it's probably falling on a lot of deaf ears. That has become the accepted key to just get into the game, is to have high quality and exceptional employees. If you don't have that, you're not even playing on an even playing field with your competition. Everybody claims that, and that's the reason it's not a competitive advantage. One element of a competitive advantage is no one else can claim it, or you've got there first. Some other things are industry trends, and how does your company react to those industry trends? How do they impact your customers and your client base and your prospects, and then what have you done with them? If there's the new healthcare legislation is coming up and you have some kind of consulting service related to that and that impacts your customers, how are you helping them to respond to those industry trends? Perfect topic for a video, something that gets a lot of news, that's topical, and people are aware of it and maybe fearful of it, and it's some way that you can help deal with that situation. And of course, content takeaway. One of the beautiful things about content takeaway, and by this I'm talking about free content, and you can have paid content as well in membership areas, but even free content, when you give somebody the how-tos of how to enable themselves and teach them to fish, for lack of a better comparison, there is always going to be a certain percentage of those people who need to come back to you because they realize that you're in business doing what you do for a reason, and they do what they do for a reason. And when they try and do what you do, they're not as good at it, and they'd rather outsource that activity to you. So by providing them content, you're also educating and informing them as to the value of this, of whatever you're providing. And a certain percentage will come back to you because you served it up, you were the expert, in order to help them implement whatever change they're trying to make. I want to tell you a little bit about a service that we offer at Smart Company Growth. It's called Executive Video Interviews. And we also have a website called executivevideointerview.com and skypevideointerview.com, and that should tell you what these are. These are videos conducted over a Skype video conference session where an interview is taking place between a professional interviewer and a business owner or an executive in a business. And in this case, that's me, that handsome guy on the left, and that's one of my clients off to the right who happens to be the director of a chamber of commerce. So why would you want to use executive video interviews? Well, there's a few reasons. You get some third-party credibility out of that whole thing. There's a reason when people advertise in magazines, they would much rather have the column written by the expert authority as opposed to the full-page ad next to it, because people trust the expert, that people trust when there's third-party credibility. This extends to videos as well. When you're being interviewed by a professional interviewer and answering questions in a natural, comfortable setting, it provides extra credibility than you standing there riffing in front of your webcam. There's an authenticity that happens. This is a window on a conversation between two professionals, and that's all it needs to be authentic. It's not overproduced and it's not over-dramatized. People will make mistakes as they speak, just like you normally would when answering questions, but it becomes very genuine in presentation. It's a professional image. The questions that are asked are designed to present your business in the best light and to lead you to the solutions that you provide. And it's easy for small businesses to create. There's no business interruption, and it's very simple to do. In fact, a 15-minute interview can take no more than 30 minutes of your time, and that includes preparation. Besides being a great hassle-free way for small businesses and professional service firms to create their own web video, one thing about our executive video interview package is it is extremely affordable when compared or priced against video camera crews and other means of producing video. It's very easy. All you need is a webcam and a Skype connection, and the fee that you pay is for the professional output and the editing of the video at the end of the day. I'm going to show you a sample real quick, and as this sample comes up, it is a video interview with the director of a small business chamber of commerce. Take a look at how it flows from the title screen, just flows right into the video, gets into questions. It runs about 2 minutes, and you'll see how natural it comes across and how she takes the questions and then bridges to her own answers, talks about some upcoming things, and then her conversation and her answers will steer the next series of questions that allow her to further elaborate on some of the things that she wants to talk about what makes her business unique. Go ahead and take a look. This morning I'm speaking with Olive Moyer, who is the Executive Director of the Berlin, Maryland Chamber of Commerce, located in Berlin, Maryland, which is a beautiful little seaside resort nestled between Ocean City, Maryland and Salisbury, Maryland. Good morning, Olive, and welcome.
Good morning, Carl. Thank you.
Olive, why don't you tell us, you've been the Executive Director now of the Chamber for about 1.5 years, and you've made some changes. Why don't you tell us a little bit about some of the successes that you've enjoyed in the past 18 months?
Well, Carl, you know, the Berlin Chamber of Commerce is all about connecting businesses, supporting our local businesses, and helping them grow. And that is our tagline: connect, support, and grow. You know, over the last 1.5 years, I have learned a lot and have had so many experiences working with local businesses, and so many success stories as well. And in return, it is extremely rewarding to be in this position. Some of the success stories that I would like to mention is, one of them was, we had a recent business expo which allows our businesses to display all their work, exhibit at a one location. We had over 47 businesses exhibiting, and we paired up with the Ocean Pines Chamber of Commerce as well. So it was bigger and better than we have ever done before. And some of the things that worked really well is, for instance, 2 businesses next to each other, a winery and a golf course, partnering up with each other after spending the whole night next to each other and realizing they both have something to gain from their relationship. Also, the success story is a attendee that came in who is a massage therapist that ended up talking to a salon and getting a job through them. And I think that's really what the Chamber is all about, is connecting these people with each other and providing opportunities to do just that. And one another. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Carl.
Well, I was going to say, so these connections, these are something that, do these happen organically, or are they something that you sort of facilitate with the activities and things that you put together?
I think it's a little bit of both. You know, it does help to have in a place or an event to facilitate the networking. But a lot of these people come in, you know, knowing somebody else or been invited by somebody else that has been to a chamber event.
One of the things you might be thinking is, okay, so what do you get with an executive video interview? Well, you get a 10 to 12 minute professionally done executive video interview delivered in a Windows Movie format or another format that we could convert to. But Windows Movie is generally a format that is accepted and usable in lots of different mediums, on websites, YouTube, etc. You get the professional interviewer in order to tee you up and ask those questions. In most cases it's me, sometimes it'll be someone who works for me. You get a 3-camera perspective. In the video that you just watched, if you notice, the camera perspectives changed from myself talking. Most of the time was spent on the interviewee, the business owner or the business executive, and then when there's a dialogue or an exchange going on, there is both of our heads on the screen at the same time. And this is completely controllable in our editing process as we finish the videos. We just talked about the professional editing to make you look good. will also, in most cases, as I already referenced, there's a genuineness and an authenticity that comes from natural courses of conversation. However, if you're being interviewed and you flub something up, I mean, you really screw the pooch, really, and it doesn't come out so well, that's okay. We can trim that out in our editing process, and we can just redo the take, put it in, and it'll be completely seamless as if it never happened. In this next sample, you're going to see a business owner talk about a particular service that he provides, a professional service. It probably runs about a minute and a half, and he'll get into what he does as far as email marketing on behalf of his clients. And this will give you a feel for how you can use this to promote individual areas of your business. Check it out. One of the things that I'm learning as a business owner is, what do you do once you start collecting those folks' names and you have that mailing list as far as e-marketing? How do you work it, and how do you make it successful? I know you've been doing this for a long time for your insurance agency clients, Alan. Why don't you shed some light?
Absolutely. We were an early adopter when it came to e-marketing and have been doing it for over a decade. Now, e-marketing is an art and it's a science, but I'm going to emphasize on the science portion that it's extremely important that insurance agencies don't run out and purchase 50,000 emails and do an email blast. It's absolutely the wrong way to approach things. The best e-marketing programs come with a great deal of expertise, ensuring that you're not interfering with Bayesian poisoning, that you are not spamming people, that you have opt-in permission with your prospective clients, that you have professional business-like emails, and preferably you're offering something like a web seminar or a white paper, something of value to establish that initial ongoing dialogue with your prospective clients.
So one of the next things you might be asking yourself is, well, who should be interviewed? Well, that can really be anybody who provides some value. Obviously, the CEO of your company or the president, sometimes these are interchangeable folks, can be a vice president. I just did a video interview with a vice president of an insurance company yesterday. Turned out very well. This person was responsible for a couple of key divisions of the company, and I encourage you to mix it up, particularly if you get a series of videos to promote different products and services. If you've got different spokespeople who can all represent those areas, the variety can certainly help. Directors of certain divisions, really any spokesperson for the company who can add value, who can carry a conversation, who speaks clearly and is easy to follow and understand. They don't have to be a rock star on video, as long as they can look into a camera and answer some questions cogently and with good normal speech characteristics and normal volume. We're going to get into another sample right now, and this is the last sample I'm going to show you, and it gets into a vlog or a video blog. It's an interview that I did with somebody from overseas, happens to be in the Philippines, who is an expert blogger and who sort of unwittingly got into that as he tried to create a virtual business for himself and separate himself to a degree on his lifestyle from his full-time CEO duties of running his company. And it'll give you an example of how I can use them. I've used these blogs, posted them in blogs, and you can too. You can use a video interview inside of a blog post, and what it does for your SEO on that blog post and getting on the front page of Google is really amazing. Take a look. This morning or this evening, depending on where you're located physically, I'm speaking with Chris Ducker, who is the president and CEO of the Live to Sell group of companies located in Cebu, Philippines. It is a virtual outsourcing company that specializes in virtual assistants for United States, Australian, and other corporations all across the world. And he's also the mastermind behind the Virtual Business Lifestyle blog, which is how I came to follow Chris. I subscribe to the blog and I read the comments, and I watch the videos of the people that you get into and you speak with. So Chris, welcome. Thank you for joining us, and it's good to finally meet you face to face.
And likewise as well, Carl. Thanks very much for having me on. It's a pleasure.
Why don't, if you could tell us a little bit about, I guess two things I would like to talk to you about. I'd like to talk to you about blogging, because your blog has been wildly successful. I looked on your Facebook page, and what do you have now, about 11 or 12,000 people there?
Yeah, it's pretty insane. It's just over 11,000 right now, and actually we had a massive growth spurt over a period of a few months. So I'm still trying to figure out what I did. I'm not 100% sure, but
well, tell me, because I know nothing about Facebook as far as how to make it work.
No, honestly, the whole virtual business lifestyle thing, it's really just come about, and as a complete shock to me, because when I started the blog in January 2010, I started it as a way to be able to kind of chart my own course that I had set. I set a goal for 2010 to become a virtual CEO, to basically remove myself from the office from a quote-unquote full-time basis.
The last thing I'm going to share with you is some of our packages that we have, and there's 2 standardized packages, and we'll create custom packages as well for shorter videos. But your 10 to 12, maybe 13 or even 14-minute video is $295 US, and that includes just the video, your time. There's a preparation package that goes out to you to tell you how to set up your room, set up your PC for optimal quality. And then at the end of the day, after you say goodbye, a couple of days later, if not that same day, you'll be served up with your video on a shared folder in cyberspace that you can access, and then your webmaster can use that video however he or she sees fit. And we augment the platinum package and the diamond package with the same video that I just talked about, plus a 400 to 500 word complimentary blogger article, and this goes to that vlog post or vlog video that you just watched. I will write an article that accompanies that is not just a restatement of the video, but has different points in it, but it supplements that video, and the article and the video combined provide extremely successful search engine optimization for Google, Bing, and Yahoo. Those are the packages. We will create special packages of shorter videos for 1 to 2 or even 3-minute videos. It's hard to do one less than 2 minutes, but 2 to 3 minute videos work out well for certain products and certain things. And of course, bulk pricing does apply if you're interested in doing a series of these and scheduling them out over time. I encourage you, whether you use us for executive video interviews or not, to seriously consider, if you're in the professional services game, putting video on your pages, on your website, on your social media sites. It will help people find you, and it'll make that site more appealing, and if it's done the correct way, it will drive more business. Happy filming. Bye-bye.